Tired of the price of everything going up these days? Groceries, rent, you name it, it's all going up. But not at Metro. They've got your back. Metro has lowered their prices and are giving you a 5-year price guarantee on talk, text, and data. One line, now 20% lower. Family plans, also lowered. Oh, and you also get a free 5G phone. All with no ID required and no activation fees. Stop by your neighborhood Metro store, visit metrobytmobile.com, or call to find out about their amazing offers. Bring your number. Not available if currently at T-Mobile or with Metro in the past 180 days. Guarantee covers monthly price of on-network talk, text, and 5G data for customers activating on an eligible plan. Exclusions apply. Details at metrobytmobile.com.
Ever feel like your WordPress site is moving in slow motion? Switch to Kinsta's managed hosting for WordPress and watch it fly. Host your site on Google Cloud's fastest servers with worldwide data centers so your pages load instantly. Need help? WordPress experts respond in under 2 minutes and will migrate to your site for free. Try it yourself. First month free at kinsta.com. That's KINSTA.com. Kinsta. Simply better hosting.
Hey, good morning. It's June 28th. I'm Coyote Mosley. We're here with a special episode of HBCU Legends on Sports Illustrated. Coach Johnny Jones is going to take a time to sit down and talk to us about what's happening with the HBCU players not getting drafted in the NBA draft. We're going to have former NBA star Michael Kidd-Gilchrist with us as well. And he's going to talk about how he's changing America for the good by helping kids with stammering and stuttering. So sit back and relax. It's another great and interesting episode of HBCU Legends. Guys, if you have a kid that's in college, sometimes you get those calls. Hey, Dad, can you? Or you get that text. Hey, I need emergency funds now. The way we do it in our household is using Cash App. The mobile app is so safe and secure, and it's fast. He gets the funds as soon as possible, and we get those texts saying thank you. So if you have some friends or family that need to be able to get some immediate funds to them, go ahead, download the Cash App mobile app today. For a limited time only, new Cash App users can use exclusive codes to be able to earn additional cash. It's for real. There's no catch. Just download Cash App and sign up. Use the exclusive referral code HBCUKYLE in your profile. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days and you will get $10 dropped back into your account. Terms apply. That's money, y'all. That's Cash App, and use it today. Now, support our efforts here. We do get a commission for this ad using Cash App, but I could tell you, I know firsthand Cash App works, and it works for me and my family. Hi, guys. This is Coyote Mosley of HBCU Legends on SI. I have Coach Johnny Jones of Texas Southern. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
Good. Hey, Coach, the draft just took place, and we hadn't had another HBCU player drafted in the NBA again. And it's been since 2012, since Mr. O'Quinn over at Norfolk State, he was drafted. And I just wanted to pick your brain, Coach, because you've been on both sides. You've been on the power side with LSU and as well as HBCUs. You've coached there as well. What can we do to position our young players to get them seriously considered by the NBA executives and decision makers?
I tell you, it's unfortunately become even more difficult. Now, I think the hard part is finding that diamond in the rough like you used to before the days of, I guess, with the social media in all the camps and everything that's going on. There may have been someone there that you could get that could really blossom as a freshman that people may not have seen or heard about, and then they could put themselves in position to possibly be considered even for the draft. But I think with the way the exposure that these kids are getting now and the schools that are going after them and the people that are seeing them, it's very difficult, one, for the HBCUs to get those kids on the front end, I guess, with the new age, with the NIL that's in place now. And at the same time, I think it's even tougher when you talk about HBCU as a whole, not even the young kids, but when you look at the number of young guys that were drafted, freshmen out of college that were drafted early, lottery guys into the NBA. And so I think it makes it a little bit more difficult, but I do think that the possibilities are still there. I like what Travis Williams has done with the HBCU All-Star game.
Right.
I think it brings a lot of attention to a lot of our young guys or the top guys in our leagues to have an opportunity to be seen on a different stage in an all-star setting, especially at the Final Four, where some of the NBA coaches have an opportunity to attend, and especially the scouts, to get those guys the exposure. But outside of that, I just think it's going to have to be one of those guys that come up and have an exceptional season and get a great deal of exposure from that one season that they're at the school, because if they last, unfortunately, if they're good enough, they certainly won't be at the school for 2 years, because you get that type of exposure they're going because of the new age of NIL. So I think it can still happen. I just think it's just becoming even more difficult as time passes, but the possibilities are there. But I don't think it's just an HBCU problem. You look around at the number of guys in the Power Five programs that didn't. As an example, Sears from Alabama this year, or the kid Love from Arizona. A lot of guys who've put in a lot of work, got a lot of exposure, didn't get their names called. And when you only have those 60 slots, it makes it tough. But not so much getting their name called in that 60 slots. I'd love for kids to have a chance to get on somebody's roster like we've had call. Nicholas was able to get on the roster with the Lakers and play in the summer league.
Oh, good.
And play with them for a couple of years. And Bryson Grisham was able to get on the summer league roster with the Brooklyn Nets. And was able to play with them. So it's going to be that type of deal for those guys to get a breakthrough, to hopefully have an opportunity to represent one of those teams. And those guys are certainly capable. Unfortunately, they just weren't one of the guys that they were able to keep and put on the main roster for the season.
Yeah. I know we have some guys that still are able to get into the G League, right? And they've been making some headway there, but with this big push to also consider international players, that's also watering down the chances for HBCU players, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's been a big push for a while with the international players coming over. Obviously, one of the things that they talked about before was how those guys are starting at 12, 13 years old, being in club, playing club basketball, where guys were delayed a little bit and playing in the elite groups, and then they start playing professionally at a young age, pretty much overseas, because of the skill level, the skill set, and how they've matured and played. And our guys are coming along a little bit later because, one, they're in college, and before college coaches couldn't even touch them at certain times because you couldn't continue to work guys out, so they could be certainly better at their trade. And when those kind of things happen, I think it was a delay and it set guys back. Some of those things have changed with the NCAA in terms of the college rules and allowing you to touch these guys more. But it hadn't stopped the influx of international guys. And I think you see more international guys now not putting their name into the draft and coming to play professionally. Instead of doing it now, they're coming over and going to college because of the NIL rules now, allowing them to be paid a certain amount. So and then they play in the States for a year, play at one of the big NCAA schools or Power Fives, and then from there, they're getting drafted. And then I thought we saw that over the last couple of nights as well.
Yeah. Wow. It's a lot of dynamics, a lot of moving parts that has been the challenge for our HBCU kids, right? And before I go back to the NIL, the good news is we do have one kid that was at Howard at one time, and he went to Temple, Steve Settle III. He got an Exhibit 10 deal with the Miami Heat. You know, when you play for HBCU, we got to claim you all the way through, right? Right. But going back to what you spoke about with the NIL deal, when you have an exceptional talent like the kid out of Howard, Blake Harper, and now he's with Creighton, that was one of the points you just made. You know, if you have a great year, it's going to be difficult to kind of retain those young guys, right?
Right.
So
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's difficult for you as a coach if you really get a really talented kid who's going to commit to your program. How do you keep them if you don't have the resources?
Yeah, I think it's extremely difficult. And one, you want to see kids flourish and be the best that they can be and become the best version of themselves. But at the same time, you understand the temperature now in college athletics. And when you see guys that are up and they excel, they go on to do extraordinary things, say, for instance, for your year, because of the NIL now. If they choose to move on, those things happen. But you do, I think the bright spot is that because of the fact that they've come into your program, you've developed them to get to a certain point. That's a selling point. And now you have an opportunity to get that next guy, that next person. And guys are not just leaving out of HBCUs or transferring and going to other programs. It's obviously happening all over the country now, from Power Five to Power Five, because of kids feeling as though that they're going to possibly make a better impact at another university or another school, another program, or whatever. And I think the same holds true for the guys that are coming in and possibly put an HBCU in having a great year and then having an opportunity to be looked at. We had that situation happen to us a few years ago with kid David Barnes. He played for us, had a great couple of years left, went off to Sam Houston State, and then from Sam Houston State he went to Ole Miss. And his hope was to have an opportunity to get the exposure, be seen, have an opportunity to play at a certain level, and go from Ole Miss and hopefully be one of those 60 guys' names that was called on the last 2 days. And unfortunately for him, that didn't happen. But the exposure is there, and he's still probably going to have an opportunity to get a workout and be seen by some of these teams. And that's one of the things that I think all that you can really ask is have a chance to be seen, get a workout. And from there, if you're talented enough and some great things happen for you, landing on a roster, getting to that summer league, having an opportunity to play in the summer league. But that NIL makes it extremely tough, and you got some guys that didn't even put their name in the draft. Everybody was generally leaving school, talented enough to do it. You had some guys opt not to even put their name in the draft this year because they have an opportunity to excel and do well at the colleges that they're at, especially if it's one that have the ability to take care of guys with the NIL or that they have available to them now.
Yeah. NIL, navigating through NIL has been a challenge already for many coaches, not just for HBCU coaches, but also Power Five, Power Four coaches, whatever you want to call them. But, Coach, going through this new era, do you see or have you made recommendations on how our HBCU programs can get a foothold and kind of keep pace or even excel at this new era that's going to be kind of a challenge to everybody?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a challenge, and I think programs got to really be proactive and I think at the same time be creative in a sense of what they can do to try and have the ability to have some type of NIL or collective, so to speak, at their representatives at certain schools. And if they are able to do that, they can possibly, we can possibly be able to continue to stay competitive in the landscape where we are. Obviously, with the Autonomy 4 that are out there, those who consider the Power Fives, what they've been able to adapt to and been able to spend or have to spend over $20 million now in their athletic programs over the next several years because of the lawsuit that has gone through the NCAA. I think that's a huge separator at the end of the day, and especially when they're sitting there and conducting those meetings. It's really not about the lower level schools in terms of the mid-majors or lower level Division I schools. It's obviously about those Autonomy 4s and the collectives that they have an opportunity to participate with. And so for us, I think it's going to be important that we become even more creative in at least having something there that allow kids to say that they're going to school, and it's not only just for the scholarship, book, sport, tuition, and fees that's available to them, but there's a little something else for them that they feel as though because of the new rules that are we're able to engage in that's going to allow them to at least have something and be a little bit more resourceful, that they're not still having to call home for some type of funding or money or something while they're in school. And I think that's a great possibility those things can happen. And we've just got to be creative in our own sense and our own right in terms of what we're doing. And then our fan base and their alums and those folks got to have an opportunity to understand the importance of it and make some decisions if you want your programs to really stay in a certain area or be successful.
Yeah. I had a parent to approach me about their kid, and she wanted to know what are some of the things that we can help the kids when they're considering HBCUs have a pathway academically as well as athletically to achieve at a high level, right? But also to know they can have that opportunity to set themselves up for a professional career if necessary.
Right. I think the exposure, one, that you're able to garner from any school that you go to now, because, again, it's hard to find that diamond in the rough because the exposure that's available for you out there, because you can catch games that may not be on ABC or NBC or ESPN every day, but you can certainly follow guys, be it on the ESPN Plus or some other app or whatever that these games are on, right, that your fan base and people can certainly follow you, and all those things are available for you out there. But I think the main thing is still the main thing, and that's kids getting an opportunity to go to school, get an education, getting their degree, and because the ball's not going to bounce forever, the exposure that you get from being in college, the connections that you make. And I think with this, again, with the things that you can do, and kids developing, and most schools have this now, some type of NIL deal to where they can utilize their social media network to reach out, put themselves out there online, taking care of the business. They're still going to make more contacts than they would have in the past because of what they're allowed to do now. And then they just got to make sure that they're challenging their energy in the right direction, maybe at somewhere or something that they really love and have a passion for, that's who they want to get connected with, especially even if it's just not about the NIL stuff, but some company that they can possibly be involved with early on now that they possibly couldn't have before, and starting to create those type of relationships.
Right.
That's going to be helping them after school.
Travis Williams spoke about that with me a couple of years ago when he set up the career fair side for these young people. And I know you were a part of when they came to Houston to co-host, as well as you were a co-head coach at one point with the All-Star game. Do you think we need to have more of that throughout the whole season or throughout the whole year for our young people, especially here in Houston? We're the fourth largest city out here in the United States, and I just think there are more opportunities to attract these young people and understand that they can be effective to have a career or a life after playing collegiate basketball.
Right. Well, that's one of the things. One of the greatest selling points that we have in recruiting is the exposure of being here in the city, what Houston has to offer. We talk about the number of being NFL, baseball, Major League Baseball, NBA players, number of people who've come through here, and you can see these guys who've retired that still live in the area because of what this area has to offer and the exposure, obviously, that you get. And people come to Houston to make it their home. It's not one of those places you pass through. And one of the prime examples, you look at Hakeem Olajuwon, he still lives here in Houston. Have done a tremendous job of networking and businesses and things that he's associated with, and and these guys. And if you do your things the right way, and there are a lot of people here, and again, Houston has a lot to offer, and if you obviously put yourself out there in getting the type of exposure that you can with your social media platform, that you have some great things can happen for you, but you just can't sit back there and think it's going to happen. Obviously, you got to be aggressive, just like everything else. And a lot of the schools here in this area, and Texas Southern certainly offers that to our young people as well. And again, I think we've got to continue educating them on what's available to them and what's happening. Obviously, maybe, as you said, have more things in place for them and inviting or exposing them to more on a yearly basis than the one-hit wonders. And the one thing, obviously, that they do maybe during the summer with the All-Star games, developing some type of network to where you have the certain fairs or whatever it is that they can be at, and continue having more speakers, which I think our athletic department have done a good job of, especially through our academic center, inviting speakers in and exposing our kids to a lot of folks or people that are doing well, and trying to teach them how that they can be even more active now in trying to create things and platform while they're in school, so when they get out that they'll be well on their way professionally.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys, this is Coach Johnny Jones of Texas Southern University. Coach, before you get off the line, I have to ask you, what's your perspective for the Tigers going into 2025-26 season?
Well, just like every year, and I'm as excited about it as I was the first day that I was on the job and about to start my 8th season, and couldn't be more excited about the group. I think that we've had an opportunity to put together with the young men that are coming into our program. We do have a little bit of a turnover with guys, but I love the group that I feel like that we've assembled, and looking forward to another great season.
Yeah, you guys had some pretty significant recruits and transfers that are coming into the program, correct?
We do, and we lost several guys that we feel were key players for us last year. But I think with the new guys that are coming in and the guys that we had returning from last year, we have a tremendous foundation, and I love the camaraderie, the chemistry amongst the guys that we're just bringing in. So, and I think chemistry is really, really important, regardless of how talented you are.
Right.
I do think the chemistry is important, and I love the chemistry amongst this group that I've had an opportunity to see a little bit of this summer.
Yeah. I saw the announcement about Jordan Gorecki out of Toronto, correct? Yeah.
Right.
We got a Canadian on board.
Yeah, 6'10", about 270, and the paint guy that, great shot blocker, can certainly finish around the rim. Understands how to play good basketball IQ. So I think he's going to be a great addition to our team. And he's a guy that if he was in our program last year, I thought would have garnered certain significant minutes as well.
Really?
And being able to say that on the type of team that we had last year, I think speaks volumes for what we think he's going to be able to bring to our team.
Yeah. What about the young man out of Houston, Anthony Andrews III?
Oh, you're talking about LJ?
Yes.
You're talking about from Bel Air. We couldn't be happier. A lot of times it's hard and difficult to get high school kids. But when you get a kid on that level that is making that type of impact in high school, come from a very stored high school program, had a teammate that was obviously being looked at, and a lot of coaches in their gym night in and night out. And LJ was one of those guys that did a tremendous job of holding his own in every game. And when you watch them play, they won a lot of games, but he really impacted those games that they won in the way that he played. And he's a guy that we feel like is going to really excel in college because his ability to play inside and out. He's got tremendous size, strength. Definitely couldn't look like a freshman, and we couldn't be more excited to having him in our program. And we certainly feel he's one of the best high school kids we've had the privilege of bringing in.
Great. And losing a guy like Kavion McLean at the point, have you guys resolved that position yet?
We feel the guys that we had a year ago was Terry's Hayes and Zaire Hayes, and we thought that he was really good. Jalen thought Weisinger was a good backup. Been in the program a couple of years for us, and those guys, both of them got a little bit banged up a year ago. But Bryce Robertson, who you haven't seen yet, he came on last year. He became ill during the season last year, but he's back with us again this coming season, and he's capable of playing the point guard. And then Alex Anderson, who was on our team last year, and at about mid-season, he was off, and he's back. He's going to be back with us again this coming year. So we have several guys that we feel that's going to help us at that position that we didn't feel that had possibly given them amount of time at that position last year because of injuries and things going on. And obviously Kavion doing a great job and playing the way that he did during the year and scoring and assist and all the things that he was able to do for us, limited those guys. But they're having a great summer and look forward to them making an impact for us this year.
Okay. When does the schedule come out for you?
Soon. We are still waiting on maybe 1 or 2 games. We've got some really tough games. We're going to open up the season with Ed Gonzaga.
Oh, wow. Really?
Wow. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one, obviously, for us. And then we were fortunate enough to get A&M back on the schedule as well this coming season. So that's going to be a close game. And I think as of right now, we've got North Carolina State and Minnesota, or a couple of other Power Five schools schools, obviously, we're going to have an opportunity to play early on, but we're still waiting to get a couple of other games prior to releasing our schedule.
Oh, man. Well, good luck. That's going to be really good for you guys to travel to those different areas, kind of develop them to see basketball at a higher level, right. But also I think those trips are invaluable for these young men. So,
tired of the price of everything going up these days? Groceries, rent, you name it, it's all going up. But not at Metro. They've got your back. Metro has lowered their prices and are giving you a 5-year price guarantee on talk, text, and data. One line, now 20% lower. Family plans, also lowered. Oh, and you also get a free 5G phone. All with no ID required and no activation fees. Stop by your neighborhood Metro store, visit metrobytmobile.com, or call to find out about their amazing offers. Bring your number. Not available if currently at T-Mobile or with Metro in the past 180 days. Guarantee covers monthly price of on-network talk, text, and 5G data for customers activating on an eligible plan. Exclusions apply. Details at metrobytmobile.com.
Ever feel like your WordPress site is moving in slow motion? Switch to Kinsta's managed hosting for WordPress and watch it fly. Host your site on Google Cloud's fastest servers with worldwide data centers so your pages load instantly. Need help? WordPress experts respond in under 2 minutes and will migrate to your site for free. Try it yourself. First month free at kinsta.com. That's KINSTA.com. Kinsta. Simply better hosting.
The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. And now we're standing with you with Employee Pricing Plus. Hurry into your Jeep brand dealer for details today and join the family. Jeep, there's only one. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Jeep brand vehicles for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. Ends 6/30/25. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Absolutely, and it gets them ready for the year. We always have a grueling schedule in the conference and plan those caliber games on the road against that stiff competition early on. Generally gets us ready, and it's games we look forward to, and it's a challenge, but it's a challenge we look forward to each year.
Yeah, and last thing, I saw the Father's Day article with Anscape, you and your son. Okay. How is it to be coaching with your son?
Tell you, it's been great, and I guess just the transitioning from having an opportunity to coach him and he being around and spending that quality time just as a father in having a son on the team and playing, and then watching that transition from playing in getting into that coaching chair. The transition I saw was something that I was able to do. I didn't play for my dad, but I was at the same school. Dale Brown, who I played for, hired me that next year, and I worked as a student assistant and then became a full-time assistant coach with him. My son, John, has kind of followed that same path as well, and it's been a joy to watch him work. Continue to grow. I watched him grow as a player, and now watching him be able to grow as a coach has been a joy. He's got really, really high basketball IQ, very knowledgeable about the game, and to see him be able to embrace it and have the relationship with the coaches that he has, and then watching him in the gyms when we're on recruiting trips, and the camaraderie and the relationship he has with a lot of the young guys that are out there. It's fun to watch, and I just think he's really got a bright future in front of him, and as a father, I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's good to have our sons with us, man.
Absolutely.
When I'm on the road or even at some of these games, just to have my son in town to be able to help me out, it's great to have them there, so.
Well, I remember coming back and from one of the trips with the NCAA from the conference tournament, and the day before we were going to leave for the NCAA tournament, he was with you and doing some interviews and doing some things. So that was, I know it's got to be fun for you as well. Yeah.
To see him transition now, he's 20 now.
Wow.
And to see him being able to pick up the mic, and he went on a couple of assignments without me earlier this year as well. I was like, wow, and
Dang.
I was I was beaming and very, very proud of him. So I understand having him along and having your son along is going to be very special in the long run. So, but Coach, man, I really do appreciate you taking time with us to be able to kind of talk about the HBCU situation, but also the future of the Tigers basketball program. Tell everybody how they can be able to find you as well as the program out there on social media.
Well, I tell you, we're very fortunate. We've got some guys that can really work extremely hard in our office and trying to make sure that we're available on, be it, Twitter? Mm-hmm. I think they obviously.
Well, they call it X Facebook now, whatever.
Yeah, right. And Facebook, and what's the other? Instagram.
I got to think about it myself.
With TSU basketball. TSU basketball. And we couldn't be more excited to be a part of those platforms. And we try to get as much information out there to our fan base as possible, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. You guys are doing a great job. And as always, HBCU Legends, we are there to support Texas Southern University basketball as well as you, Coach, in any way, shape, and form. Okay?
Certainly appreciate you, and thanks so much for having us on.
All right, thank you. That's Coach Johnny Jones of the Texas Southern Tigers. All right. Take care. Hi. HBCU Legends fans as well as Black Sports Insiders. I'm Kyle T. Mosley here with an NBA star. And he has a great resume to his name, but we're here to talk about something more important. It's educational, and it's about his foundation. We're here with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, man. What's up, man? How you doing, man? Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
Oh, man. Thank you for reaching out to us as well. Talk to me, man. What's been happening with you during this off season?
Yep. So I am a individual who has a stutter, and I have been stuttering my whole entire life. And actually during 2021 now, in the NBA bubble, I was eager to make an impact on those just like myself who have a stutter.
Yeah.
So since then and now, I have been at it, man. Just making an impact on lives just like myself who has a stutter. So that's what I've been up to pretty much. So yeah.
Yeah. Look, man, and I grew up with some good friends who stuttered.
Okay.
And I did some partial stuttering myself when I was younger as well. But when we look at the world as a whole, we've had some notable people like James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
I think there was also a part, one other major star, they talked about their challenges with stuttering as well. But it's something that is a part of life. We should embrace it, and I'm glad that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, man, for sure. I think I think for a long period of time I was running from it. I had been always the only one, on my team who has a stutter, and also just in school, like as well, and I'm happy to embrace who I am as a person, as a whole, So
yeah. And that's important, man, because you don't want to think that you're abnormal. You just part
Exactly.
of a different side, man.
Exactly.
Especially in my family, we have a couple of young kids who are on the spectrum, you
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
and just working with them, being patient, and
Exactly.
now one of them, he's driving, having a fruitful life, doing a lot of
Really?
stuff out there. He's doing like CNC machining and stuff. I'm
Oh,
like,
it's really cool. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, wow, he's
Yeah.
just doing some great stuff, man. So
Mhm.
that's awesome. So your name of your foundation is Change and Impact. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you guys are reaching out to kids to that have a similar type of stuttering and stammering background.
Yeah, yeah. So our whole our whole mission is to I want to break the stigma around it, you know, because it isn't all bad. I think as far as kids in school and such like that, I do think, it is hard, man. It is hard. So if I could lend a voice to those and also help those as far as as far as on the mission and path, if that is mentorship, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is a huge one, you know, and also if 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 I could help them get into college and such like that, man, that's what it's all about. So yeah.
Yeah, man, that'll be awesome because they need an opportunity, and a lot of people just need to be able to get there to support them in one way, shape, or form. Right?
Yep.
I love it.
Um, you know, and also on on the other side of change and impact is just me. I want to break the stigma, and and that means I had I always had wanted to do at the highest level possible, and for me, back in 2021, I didn't know for those who stutter, all of our their success was not covered by insurance firms. And and what I did is that I moved to Washington D.C. for a few years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me, me, and also my wife and my kids. I have 4 kids and stuff like that. So, we had moved to Washington D.C. and I would go on the Hill every day, and I would meet with R's and D's and also independent, and I would advocate for those like myself around the country. And now, now to date, I helped pass a bill in Kentucky and also New York and also Nevada
Really?
and 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 also Pennsylvania. So yeah, man. So that's my personal goal. That's my personal goal.
So you've been a lobbyist and lobbying for your own cause, and that's great, man.
Hey, I've been lending my voice to those who need it, man.
That's awesome. So when it comes to your political efforts, it seems like you have really made an impact in several different states. When it comes to, because I know Change and Impact is a 501c3, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you guys have been working not only with young kids, but you've been working with colleges,
Yes.
hospitals, and
Yes.
support groups and speech pathologists across the country as well. Is that
Yep.
correct?
Yes, sir. I want to help. I want to help break the stigma, and that means, I have to educate those, and help and help, any way possible. If you know, if you know, if you know, if that's in healthcare, so be it. I think as far as kids and such like that, who are in school, they don't know, even where to go a lot of times.
So with these bills that are being passed, I know it's to help put some elements or I guess amendments in the healthcare programs,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Is it to help, like, let's say a kid who needs extra money just to go through a speech pathology program? Does this help earmark them for that?
Yeah, yeah. So, again, this effort and on as far as the bills and such like that for those who stutter, all of our therapists that's not covered by insurance firms all the times. So
Yeah.
it will help kids who need therapy for stuttering get get what they need.
Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
How many kids have been affected through your programs, or have you guys been able to touch, I should say, through your program?
Um, yeah, so we, we, so we, so we, so we, try to help the kids and, everywhere, but, now we help kids, down in Hampton Roads, and I'm also in Philadelphia, and also in in Kentucky.
In Kentucky? Okay.
Yeah. But I do I do want to help kids everywhere. But that option take time.
Yeah, definitely. You
Yeah.
talked about Hampton Roads, man. Now you got Michael Vick down there.
Yeah, I know, man.
You need to get old Coach Vick on board to try to help you guys out. And look,
Yeah.
you talk about Philadelphia area. Well, Delaware is not too far. You
Yes,
got
sir.
Deshaun Jackson down there as
Yeah,
well, man.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you get some star power helping you out.
Yeah, man, for sure, man.
That'll be cool, man. So I remember back in your basketball days, back in Kentucky, especially, man, you just was a high flying guy. You also had a great game to you. Do you think just being a part of the NBA and sharing your issue has been, I guess, transformative for you in working with different players and being able to understand how we could be able to help so many more people and touch so many more people?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I all thanks to, the in the NBA, and also with with the help with, just as far as a platform, I know it has helped me with these efforts.
Yeah.
And also the I guess the name, the face value of things, right? Yeah, but it's an awesome avenue for those that want to help, and just in a on a certain community, and this is my thing that I have. I know that I am African American
Mm-hmm.
who is an athlete and has a stutter, and there isn't, like a lot of us out there, and for those that that have anything that they deal with, right? As far as a stutter, as far as anxiety, as far as autism, whatever the case might be, it is a space out there where they can help, their community,
Yeah.
and and this is what I'm doing, and man, I'm not going to stop until I get all 50 states passed.
Man, I applaud you, man. That's such a great challenge that you're undertaking, but you're doing it for a very, very good reason.
Thank you.
Have there been anybody in sports, let's say, or even outside sports, entertainment, whatever, who've reached out to you to say, hey, thank you. It's happening to my family. I have been a part of it, or something to that nature. And they're just applauding what you're doing.
I mean, yeah, for sure. It has been a lot of support as far as the NBA per se, and that in that fraternity, and all of my teammates that I play with and such like that. So yeah.
Okay, good.
And as far as and as far as people who stutter per se, like it also has it has been a lot of interest as far as parents, as far as kids and such like that who are also athletes and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out on how to help them as well. So yeah, man. Yeah.
That's great. Has the league come to your support? I mean, the NBA's headquarters.
Yeah. I mean, they have been very, very very supportive and such like that. I think, and I think in the future I do hope to do something with the NBA. But yeah, man, I've been just grinding, man. I've been just grinding this thing out, and also there's a lot of athletes and such like that. They are always worried about, like the next thing, what is next that they're going to do. I was never worried about that. I knew this is something that I want to get into, and I just took it upon myself and did it pretty much. So yeah.
Right. Excellent. Let's see. I know you played for the Mavericks for a little bit, Bobcats as well. Mark Cuban, very outspoken owner, and I know you gave up majority share of the Mavericks, but still, he's very well known. Has he been a champion for you?
I haven't had many conversations with Mark Cuban, but
hey, if you come to Texas, man, you gotta hit him up.
Yeah, man. I'm also in the future, so yeah.
Yeah. And if you ever come down to Houston, let me know so I can be able to connect with you.
Yeah, thank you.
See what we can be able to get the word out a little bit
thank
more.
you. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Especially on the radio show I do on every Tuesday and Thursdays through the football season with Ralph Cooper. He's a veteran broadcaster. I'm pretty sure he would love to talk about the story as well as get the word out as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Since I have you on the line, you're an NBA professional, and what do you think about this series? It's all knotted up, and it's coming down to Game 7, man.
Yeah, man. I just hope for the best for for those that's out there that's playing, and I don't really know, man. This is a tight one. Man. This is a tight series, man. I don't really know, man. We're going to see on Sunday night.
Yeah. I mean, look at the Pacers. You think, man, they're through. Then all of a sudden they break through, right?
Yeah.
Then you look at OKC, those first couple of games, you were just wondering, is this the same team we've seen throughout the whole season? It's a strange series, right?
Yeah, but I think it's good for the NBA and stuff like that, though, too.
You're right. Always being able to stretch them out and get down to it. It always is something game. NBA likes, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. So,
yeah. Well, look, you were an NCAA champion at one time.
Yep.
And you know what it means to be able to hoist a trophy at the end of a grinding, grueling season. Talk as a player, what are you experiencing at this time coming down to that championship, really the final game? And you've got to be able to prove it or go home.
Yeah, man, a lot of, all of the work you put in the whole season, it will always pay off, the last game and stuff like that. So yeah, man, that's
Is there a lot of pressure that these guys are feeling right now?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Yeah. It is it is Game 7.
Yeah.
So they are just very, very anxious, I assume, to hoop. That's what it's all about. Man. Anxious to go hoop, man, and get it done.
Yeah, let's just get it over with. Let's just get on to the court, right?
Right.
Gotcha. All right. Any last thoughts or comments about change and impact that you would like to share with everybody?
Yeah. So, we do have a website, and for any parent, adult, kid out there who needs help or who even want to support and stuff like that, the mission and the cause, we are at www.changeimpact.org.
Okay.
And we would love for those follow the cause and the movements and all that good stuff. So yeah.
So you say it's www.change4impact.org?
It is www.changeimpact.org.
Changeimpact.org.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, guys. That's the website. You guys go and support Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Michael, and any predictions on how you are going to see new bills coming out pretty soon? How about that? Now, listen, you thought I was talking about the NBA. New bills coming out.
Yeah, I did. Well, I appreciate you, though, my man. Thank you so much, man, for the time. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. And guys, go and support. Go to www.impact changeandimpact.org. Support what these guys are doing. Kids need help. Parents need help. People need help to understand that everybody is not built the same. We're a little different all the way, but it doesn't mean that we can't also function well and be great citizens in our country today, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
And help our communities. So, all right, Michael, I appreciate you, man. You have a good one.
Thank you, too.
Take care.
The Jeep brand has always stood for American freedom. And now we're standing with you with Employee Pricing Plus. Hurry into your Jeep brand dealer for details today and join the family. Jeep, there's only one. Offer valid on select 2024 and 2025 Jeep brand vehicles for non-FCA employees and retirees. $200 admin fee applies. Not all buyers will qualify. Restrictions apply. Does not apply to leases. Ends 6/30/25. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.